Are we connected to your phone or are we connected to Hello.
How we lit up?
Not
the bottom
really.
of my face is not lit up.
We're in shadow.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Well, gang, it's time for an update. There's a few people being a little bit nervous. Does that microphone look like it's working?
Is the microphone working? That's important.
I don't think the microphone's working.
Yes, it is, because there's a green dot. That's what it normally does.
Oh, it doesn't come up?
No. No, it normally does that. Yes, it's working.
Nice. We're just totally expert at live chats, aren't we? All right, gang. We know that we've had a few people concerned, like, oh my God, where are they?
Yeah.
Where are we, Pascal?
We are in Perth. It's still dark, so that's why this image is a little bit grainy. We're under some lights. And we're back in Perth. We're with our families. We're actually at Troy's family's house right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we made it home. But we obviously haven't been able to put any videos up because we were basically working super hard for 3 weeks before we left, and then we spent 5 weeks coming across the bottom of the continent to nearly 2,500 nautical miles in 5 weeks.
How long's it been since we put a video up?
5 weeks, 6 weeks.
6 weeks. So we've had, what is it?
Maybe a bit more, maybe 7 weeks.
We've had unpaid leave for 1/6 of our working year.
Yeah.
We obviously don't get paid unless we put videos up. So sorry about that, guys, if you've been missing us. But getting here and hanging out with our family is just really important to us. So we hope you can understand. Family does come first for us.
Yeah.
So it's
so we didn't drown. We haven't split up. The boat is performing really well. A few people were like, "Oh, the boat's something's happened to the boat," and they don't want to tell us.
Some people actually had a little bit of glee, weren't they? I think we've seen the end of them. No, you haven't.
Sorry.
So Pasky's busy working on the new videos.
So there'll be a sequence. There'll be about 3 or 4 more videos of us getting the boat ready to go, because you've only really seen the boat get splashed and us do a few things, but there was heaps to do when we splashed the boat. We were actually out. We were in the water for about 6 weeks, but I'm not going to give you 6 weeks of videos of it. That's not really our style. I mean, we like doing the recap videos, but we prefer having adventures. So.
Yes, that's exactly right. And it was an adventure. So we got across the bight. We were making, I think we averaged overall about 5.5 knots, but we did when we were actually crossing the bight, we did a couple of 150-mile days, which isn't bad for a 30-footer.
Yes, our leg across the bight. If you looked at a map of Australia, it's that part of Australia that's looks like a big bite's been taken out of it. Our leg across the bight was probably a new record for a 4.5 day passage. We did 6.2 knots average speed. Pretty amazing. Most of the time we're on wing, weren't we?
Yeah. So if you're wondering how Marul went, she went like a bat out of hell. Some people are wondering what we think about the Dyneema rig and stuff like that, and obviously we make videos of stuff rather than just telling or writing about it. But we're pretty happy with it, aren't we, Pascal?
Yeah, really happy. It was a little bit for you. It's a little bit more work than probably set and forget a little bit stainless, isn't it? Like you've got to keep tightening it. Yeah,
well,
we hadn't worn it in.
That's right. We had to wear it in as we went, but it's getting there really good now. So
it's nearly. You reckon it's probably up to 2,500 miles? Yeah.
Yeah. If everyone that kind of kept an eye on the tracker that we put up, patrons, so hopefully had an enjoyable time watching us do that. So people that were in South Australia and Victoria, sorry we couldn't. We think in our minds that we haven't got there yet.
Yeah.
Yes, we did go past.
We did go through South Australia, and we did have a few stops there.
We stayed out of civilised parts for the most part because we just didn't want to have to deal with any sort of restrictions on our access to WA when we got back with regards to quarantine or anything like that. So we'll just ask for anyone's understanding there. We haven't. Just think of it that we haven't got there yet.
Yeah.
Even though we went past. So we did make it back in time for the birthday that we promised.
Yes.
Really good.
Yeah. So yeah, it's I'm glad that you guys are happy to see us. Yeah, it was pretty much really difficult to give updates on YouTube, and yeah, we just thought we'd have a break while we were, because the passage making was pretty hard. Like, well, it wasn't hard, but it's hard to do work when you're on passage, isn't it?
It's hard to do when you've got a crew of 2 in the 30-footer.
Yeah.
And the seas are 3 meters high.
Yeah.
It looks like Cameron also appreciates a smooth bum. There you go. Yeah. Everyone in the UK and all around the place, thank you for joining us.
Yeah,
it's 6 o'clock in the morning here, that's why.
Yeah, we're a little bit weary, and the lights, we've got the house,
it's dark.
There's no daylight, it's dark outside, so we're starting to, it's autumn, proper autumn now, but it doesn't really feel like autumn in Perth because the weather's so beautiful here.
What are we, 211 folks watching this? Yeah. We just thought we'd do an unscheduled live chat. Just sort of spur of the moment. Let everyone know, break the anxiety. Some people it's a bit heartwarming. They're just like, I'm really worried. But don't worry. We are here and we are going to bring you videos again. 5:53 p.m. in Michigan. Oh, that's very reasonable.
Yeah.
Drinking beer in Las Vegas.
Got some.
We draw a wide crowd.
People in Europe. People in Australia are probably going off to work.
I'm doing all your refit tips using mine now. Or the other way around. Yeah, so good luck with your refit. They're never that much fun, but they're very satisfying once you do it right and get back. So
what is next, guys? North for Aussie winter to enjoy the work all done and some spearfishing.
That sounds like someone's got a pretty good insight into our mindset. I mean, we'll just paint it out in broad strokes because
everything's fluid, isn't it?
Yeah. So we want to enjoy the boat a bit, and we also want to just check out the areas. When we went up to the Kimberley, if you look at our first videos, our first home movies, we really raced through the Abrolhos Islands and lower WA to get up to the Kimberley. So we really
Shark Bay.
Yeah, we want to get back into that free range thing of remote area fishing, making Pasky giggle and do all that sort of stuff.
I feel like we had most of the best fishing was in Western Australia and Northern Territory.
Well, so far it's been great. As soon as we got back home, there was just fish crawling over.
So we were trolling a bit in South Australia, but we kept getting weed on our lure. I think that was one of our major setbacks. And then as soon as we got into WA, we were back on catching tuna and bonito and fish. It was really exciting. And also every time we anchored, we were catching little herring. They're called Tommy Rough in South Australia and other parts of the country. But I don't know well, I guess they're just herring. Like, they're not actual herring that you get in the Atlantic, but similar.
That's right.
Yeah, they're pretty tasty.
Pretty tasty. That's all that matters. They're small and they're tasty.
And they're
aggressive lure takers. Look at that, people sitting at work watching free range sailing. Productive part of the day.
Work on Sunday. Unless you're I'm based in Bunbury. Shane's in Bunbury.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, we are in
Freo.
We are in Fremantle. We went to Rottnest, and then the day we came back it was blowing close to 30 knots. But don't worry, we were used to it. But it was an incredibly wet ride. It was fast. So
you should sail to Australia.
What's that? Someone wants to sail to Australia?
It's probably a viable option because Australia is letting people in at the moment, but you have to do a quarantine.
I think they pop you in an expensive hotel for a little while.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got the money to go in a hotel and you're okay to leave your boat for 2 weeks, then you've got a whole continent to explore, and you're in. So
that's true. It's an island continent. It's a big place. We know how big it is.
It's really big.
And we just sailed across it quick. So. I don't think we'll go as far as Broome, but we don't know. Yeah,
we'll see. I don't think it'll be a Kimberley trip this year. Cancel the Coast Guard.
Yeah. Soft shackles we've been really happy with, Tony. The soft shackles have not shown no sign of failure, and obviously we videoed a lot of that.
Yeah.
Our biggest muck around was actually getting the self-steering because I tried using. I'm having a better appreciation of what is possible with the frictionless rings and things like that. I had a little bit of a workaround with the self-steering gear.
Yep.
So we're on self-steering version 3.0 at the moment.
Yeah, we are.
And I think I've done it. So a lot of moving parts are gone, but it's really smooth and it's super reliable. That we were out in just craziness, and the self-steering gear we just left it do its thing, and we were trucking along, and we just didn't even have to touch it.
Yeah.
For a whole night, really.
Yeah.
When it was at
good.
its most wild.
Because it was really crazy, and we didn't want to go out there. So.
Yeah, we were able to keep watch and be relatively dry.
Hello, Jacob and Heidi.
Yeah, you guys. Looking forward to seeing you.
Hello, Jack and Jill.
Jack and Jill. Nice.
Not Jack and Jude.
Thank you, everyone, for saying that you love us. We love you too.
Are you concerned about oyster harvest poisoning? I don't think we.
Not in Western
yeah.
Australia. We don't have any shellfish toxicity that we have to worry about.
We didn't really see any whales on the trip. I think I saw one whale, but Troy didn't see it.
No, but
it's not really whale. It wasn't really whale migration. It's like, it's not really whale time.
We will be sailing with this winter.
Yeah, whale time.
Whale migration, though, so there's going to be plenty more whaling.
Yeah, it's more winter time because summer they're in Antarctica. So yes.
Kissed the videos or missed the videos? Let Sean talk it out. Spell check got him.
Yeah. Been missed. Oh, I'm glad that you missed us, and we will be bringing you videos soon.
Yeah.
Just got to edit them.
Yeah, that's right.
Hello, Mick. You made it.
Oh yeah, that's lovely to have you, Mick. Are you interested in going to the Cocos Keeling for diving and fishing? Cocos was pretty nice. I've been there before.
It does look beautiful.
I think the customs guy running Cocos at the moment is also
for Christmas. I can't remember.
No one's coming in.
Yeah, because those islands are so remote. I think they don't really want anyone cruising in, just in case, because I don't think they have any medical support.
Yeah.
So it's a bit complicated. From what we've heard, we haven't actually fully researched it. That's just talking to other yachties. Yeah.
SV Thora Sailing says, any leaks, Pascal? That was a success, wasn't it?
No leaks. The one time that I called when we were close reaching in 30 knots with our new little sail. We were ploughing through the waves. We were a little bit submarining in a way. And there was the black hatch that we installed. The actual install didn't leak, but the seal, the actual proprietary seal on the hatch itself was leaking.
Yeah.
So we had water dripping down onto the cushion on my side of the saloon table.
It was only a light leak, but yeah, none of our windows, none of our installs.
Nothing
actually the rubber seal that was in the hatch.
Yeah.
And I definitely need to make a box to go over our anchor winch.
Yeah. So the major leak was the water coming into the anchor locker.
Yeah.
It wasn't really a leak because we have a pump for it and we know about it. But yeah.
Yeah, but no. Overall, any moist feelings in our boat came from just being in a cloud of saltwater mist for days. So, what do you? Oh, crazy.
Hi from Denmark. Hello.
Are you looking for? Someone asked a question, or
while
Pasky's looking at that, the Dyneema rig did change the feel of the boat.
How did the hard dodger go is what Michael's asked, and that was fantastic. Really good.
Yeah.
Can't fault it.
We knew the height was right because it's basically a mirror of the other one, but the weight that we've taken out the boat is fantastic. But Pasky can pretty much just stand there on the engine hatch and look around, completely protected under the Dodger, which is really nice. We felt very, very glad to have AIS on board because when we were out in the Southern Ocean, that really eased our watch keeping. Apart from a couple of fishing boats, I don't think many boats would have been out where we were without AIS. And we didn't see any boats.
No, it was really funny. We saw
a
couple of big commercial ships, but they were quite far out. I only saw one. And you were asleep when that happened.
Yeah, that's right.
That was on the bike crossing when we came out of coming up to through the Southern Ocean to South Australia. There was a boat going towards or coming out of the Bass Strait, and that was the first boat that we saw on the AIS, and it was running directly for us.
There was 2 ships. The AIS, it was easy, like rather than popping out with a hand-bearing compass like normal, I was able to look in the AIS and see that we were going to go directly under a ship.
Yeah.
Like not to the side, directly under it.
Yeah.
So calling up the captain on one and just taking evasive measures on the other. We were under sail and had right of way, but that's meaningless when you're going up 13 metres under a keel. Luckily, we're not in the Suez Canal at the moment. We got back just in time to see that little disaster.
Oh, apparently we're breaking up. Are we connected to your phone or are we connected to the Wi-Fi? The Wi-Fi was better. Did you connect to the Wi-Fi?
Connection lost. No, that must be just for me because other people are still laughing at our stuff.
Okay, all right. So how cold was it? It wasn't cold, but we did have to wear our foulies a lot because it was a bit wet. And we just didn't want to get cold, like the wind chill.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that cold. It was definitely pretty fresh in South Australia. It wasn't really warm until we got to WA. So I think we met some. We're really fortunate that there was a couple of our patrons in Kangaroo Island, and we just anchored there for 2 nights. And they said that they've had an unexpectedly or unusually cold summer in South Australia this year. So yeah.
We definitely saw the influence of the Lewin current, the warm current coming from Northern Australia down. We could see it on our on our sounder, like the temperature measure. But we took steps to avoid the Lewin current just by staying in the 100-metre contour, and we just went so fast.
Really fast. Yeah,
it was really good.
Yeah, it was cool seeing the water temperature. Because when we left Tassie, it was probably, I think it was like 13 or 12 degrees, 14 degrees, and then by the time we're in WA waters, it's like 21. Ooh, 7 degrees is a big difference.
When I used to live in Cairns and I came down, if I jumped into 22-degree water, I would have been like,
really cold.
But now I'm just like,
this is lovely.
I'm Tassie acclimated.
Zatara is sailing to Perth, I believe. Yeah, it'd be cool to meet them because they're a big family travelling on a cat around the world. But I don't know if they'll pull into Fremantle or not.
By the time they get here, we might not be here anymore.
I think they're doing their crossing right now.
Oh, okay.
We might, if they pull into Frere, we'll definitely meet them.
Yeah.
Did you get new weather gear? No, we just rolled with we did get new weather gear in Sydney. So that was the Burke gear that replaced Troy's Musto gear. And well, actually, you still have your Musto pants, but they're a bit on their last legs now.
On their last legs?
Oh. Yeah.
I would like to get some more pants.
Yeah.
Because they're not that waterproof anymore. So I felt kind of wet in some of those situations.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, all of the rig, everything else went really, really well. We just had to keep tensioning the dynamos, periodically, but it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
I think I might just do one final tensioning and stuff like that. We do have some jobs to do while we're in Fremantle.
Yeah, we do, because we kind of just left once the boat was ready to get us there, but we didn't finish everything, otherwise we never would have made it.
That was a big refit to be undertaken in the 8 months that we had available to us.
Yeah.
It was basically a rebuild. So unsurprisingly, not everything got finished.
Yeah.
It might seem really comprehensive to you guys, and it probably has been dragging out for a few people that aren't really into refits.
Yeah.
But what we got done, I guess
we really didn't show it. We didn't show every single little thing. Sorry for people that wanted to see every single little thing, but we wouldn't have got it done because the filming adds extra time, and also we just wanted to film the most interesting stuff, didn't we?
I think there's some people that would break their mind if we just showed everything that we did to that boat. Everyone that's saying that they got their shirts and they love them, thank you. We love them too. Our family is very happy that we're back home.
They are.
I think someone was asking, have you thought about going back to normal everyday life? I don't know what we would consider to be normal everyday life. Might not be normal and everyday for some people, so I don't know. But at the moment, sailing around making videos for you guys is our normal everyday life. So.
Did we have any days without wind? We did have some days without wind. We had to motor.
I think we probably blew through about 80 litres of fuel.
Okay. Yeah, I think, we probably motored a total. That means we probably motored like 80 hours. bit more.
Yep.
Yeah. So we might have, in different situational circumstances, we probably would have anchored and waited for another system, but we were trying to get back for a birthday, a big one.
We were one day late.
One day late from what we said would be, but yeah, it was kind of a target week that we had to get there. So
yep.
We got there in the target week, so we were pretty happy about that.
It was a really good crossing, but we did have to use some fuel just as each high would sort of give us the wind that we needed, and then we'd get on the next one while trying to avoid any unfavourable winds.
Yeah.
And there was once or twice that we had to motor the full 24 hours to get to the next system instead of letting it come, because we could see down the future that we didn't want to get headwinds, and it looked like we were going to get headwinds coming around Cape Lewin, so we had to delay it by 24 hours, didn't we? Yeah,
it was really nice. We had a day exploring around Albany. We were at a beautiful anchorage, so looking forward to sharing that with you guys. And there was quite a few people there because there's like a dirt road access there, so there's lots of people camping there. But we still found lots of food, so that was really great. We didn't expect that. We're like, oh, we can still feed ourselves here, and there's other people here. That was really cool.
Australian fishing regulations work.
Yeah.
Impressed you went into long range in the middle of the night. But you were impressed by that too, weren't you?
Yeah, so
Pasky just didn't watch the sounder.
If you're from WA, you'd know Rottnest Island. It's basically just a very flat island, limestone island, and a lot of the anchorages you've got to enter through limestone reef. And if you look on Google Maps, you can see the channel you can barely see the channel on Google Maps to get into Longreach, but the leads are very, very good.
Yes.
So it made nighttime navigation, and it was also quite calm. It was offshore. If you were going with unfavourable northerly, you just wouldn't do it.
We're back to you, Mick. There was a few people saying the connection was okay, but I'm not sure.
Flickered before, but hopefully it's fine.
Yeah. Do you go swimming in deep water during the crossing? If you mean stop the boat and jump over it,
we didn't. No,
there was no way we were doing that because it was a bit rough.
We've done that in the tropics because it's still you're normally becalmed.
Yeah. We had a no getting off the boat policy in the middle of the ocean. We also went for a bit of a swim, but when there was seals around, which there was quite a bit, I sort of hugged the rocks.
Yeah.
And anyone that knows what eats seals will know why. May I ask when the videos will commence again? Very soon.
Yeah.
Obviously, people that are on Patreon will see them a week early because that's just
a few days earlier.
Yeah, that's just how just how those things roll. But.
So, do you wish you had made any upgrades you wish you'd made during the refit after the passage? Not really upgrades. There's just some things that we tried that we don't like as much as what we've previously had. We put the winch on the coach top in the wrong spot.
No, not in the wrong spot. What I tried to do is it is the wrong spot.
Well, it works, but it's not as practical as where it was before.
We tried to, before we had a winch on either side of the coach top and we would use, and I thought, maybe with some frictionless rings and a redirect, I can just use one winch, which is all good in theory, but as it turns out, it's the ergonomics of it when we're under sail is pretty crappy.
And also, it's in the middle, so there's donuts just above your head that you're not used to.
Yeah, you got to duck
around donuts.
So I'm going to put them back out to the sides where they used to be, and we found that they were really, really practical and good.
The interior modifications are really great, Georgie.
The galley works great.
The galley works really well. The sliding doors are amazing. It's just
none
really
of those
functional.
stuck.
No.
A few people were concerned that the sliding doors would stuck or warp once we got back into different temperatures.
Different humidities. The locker lid in the table did it got thicker with the moisture and everything.
We knew that because it's a solid bit of wood with no ply, but I just shaved it with the pump.
Troy just shaved it after when we were anchored in between. We had to do it twice.
Any Fulmars, there was a load of skewers there, Nick, and we've got some video that we'll be showing you of shearwaters, which is our totem bird.
Yeah.
We didn't know it, but shearwaters can run on the water and they can barefoot water ski down waves because as we were processing tuna underway and throwing the scraps over, obviously shearwaters and seabirds, they just follow tuna schools and get scraps. They're natural scavengers. but they were just having a total party in the wake, just grabbing scraps. We saw them fighting with albatross for scraps. So, yeah. We did. I don't think we saw full Mars, but there was lots of skewers.
Yeah.
We've been
lots of albatross.
Lots of albatross, and now we've given way to Australasian gannets and shearwaters.
Yeah, lots of gannets now.
It's really nice to see the birds changing.
Mm.
We got a drone nearly got snatched out of the sky by a juvenile
wedge-tail eagle.
That's pretty good.
And he was really angry.
He was getting beaten up by a skewer. So.
He did make contact with the drone, but Troy managed to fly it out of harm's way.
Mm. Yeah, mutton birds. Shearwaters, mutton birds.
Yeah, shearwaters and mutton birds. They're so amazing.
I don't know exactly what type of shearwaters they were. They're really hard to ID because they
fly pretty quick.
They're pretty high performance.
Yeah.
They're pretty cool characters.
I'll see you later, Chris.
Yep.
Thanks for your kind words during the live chat.
Who's Jimmy, our third crew member?
Jimmy.
Amanda was asking us if we want to go to the Batavia site.
Yes, we'd love to.
Yes.
We missed it because we were rushing through and we were only in those group of islands for about 4 or 5 days, and we just didn't you need to have a still day to go on them, particularly for us because we have to go on the porter boat. So.
That's right. The porter boat's great in so many ways, but it is a little bit of a slow boat.
Yeah.
So we can't be that far away.
Oh, Mick knows that behaviour. Yeah, it was funny. They really were. They were surfing the waves. It was really amazing.
Yeah. Ben, hello from Mick. Hello, mate. Hope things are going well for you.
Hello to everybody.
Yeah,
someone's saying that the mutton birds are good eating. We did try them in Tasmania, just one, and I'm not really a fan.
One of our friends brought them around. We wouldn't, like I said, because they're our mascot, our totem, if you like. That's how the blackfellas would say it. We weren't in that much of a hurry to eat one, but I guess it was just... I can understand that they'd be really great survival food if you were on an island somewhere. Like so much fat, so good. Would be so good as a survival food, but yeah, I'm not going to eat them by choice. Read any books during the crossing? I can't read. I did. I read H.G. Wells. I read Edgar Rice Burroughs. I got stuck into the classics, but poor old Pasky gets seasick. Yeah, I could read the very fourth, like at the start of the fourth day we were motoring to get to, or maybe, I don't know, somewhere in the fourth day we were motoring to get to WA. Well, we're in WA, but to get to the first anchorage. And by that stage I could read, but the boat was pretty much not moving. So yeah. I think I finished Dracula then. That's all I read. Dracula. Pretty good. Yeah. We like to read early 1900s trashy novels. I'm glad we've been missed. Sorry to put anyone through any anxiety. Fish did we catch on the way over? If you're talking about on a trolling gear, I think we caught 5, all in WA. A couple of outlook or a couple of striped bonito, which I thought were frigate mackerel, but I know better. Oh no, so it was 4 on the trolling outfit. It was 4, but when we caught, we didn't count how many herring we caught. Basically, if we were anchored, we'd catch a bag limit of herring because they're only little and you're only allowed 12. So yeah. We caught lots of herring when we were anchored. What was lots of herring. Grabbed a lobster by hand when we got to Roddo, but the visibility was poor, so I sort of didn't film it. Yeah. We got abalone in Albany, greenleaf abalone, and Troy speared some fish, so that was good. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, we will share what on the crossing, and the planning's not that hard. It's just really riding over the top of the highs. So you have a limited window to come from east to west. The highs have to be in the right position for you to be on top of them. So audiobooks, I guess. I don't know. I've tried listening to audiobooks and podcasts, but I don't like it when I'm on watch because I can't hear what's going on with the sails. So I get too absorbed and then I take them out. Maybe if you had one ear in. But, and when you're not on watch, it's vital to sleep, isn't it? Yeah. Two people doing watch keeping for days on end. Sleep is precious. I think you might be able to get away with more if you're not coastal, because a lot of the time we're coastal. So all of that stuff, all of WA, which is quite a big chunk of the passage, we were right on the coast. You really got to watch out all the time. Yeah, because of shipping.
Shipping, yeah.
And coming through the Recherche Archipelago, we had to confine our sailing to day sailing only because a lot of it's unsurveyed.
There was some.
We saw some stuff that was just not on the
map,
and we definitely recommend
rocks. Yeah, and there's like rocks, things that we would call rocks are marked as islands on the chart, so you don't really you just have this tiny little yellow blob. You don't actually have a rock with a cross with danger.
The cross with the dotted line.
That was really. Yes, so there will be more cooking videos coming. We did do some cooking filming when we were anchored in between passage making. So
are you done sailing? No one spends a year refitting a boat
and then
just walks away.
Sailing. Did it rain often? Didn't rain. Did it rain at all? I don't think it rained very much.
It rained horizontally off every wave that we hit.
I think. Oh, that's right. It did rain. When we're in Esperance, we're in a trough. We're in a big low, and it did rain a bit for 3 days. It was raining, and when we left, that was probably one of the most irritating for you. We had to close haul to run to get to the next weather system. We had to be close hauled for a little while, or not a little while, like 10, 12 hours. But it's pretty horrible.
Some people have just joined and they're asking, was there any problems? Are we happy with the rig? We're happy with just about everything.
Everything, yeah.
We won't detail it in the live chat because we'll just talk a little bit about it in the videos, and that's a much better thing. So. Those things.
Yeah, so the only real teething problems. See you, Mick. The only real teething problems were just what you talked about earlier, was just getting the auto steering, the wind steering just right, and we kind of got that the very last leg that we did, we'd got it just right. So it took a lot of fiddling around and just adjusting and looking and observing, right, and thinking as we were sailing.
I'm going to make a few modifications to the fuel tank that we built 2 years ago as well. I didn't think with a little 20-litre tank that baffles would be required. They're not really, but I do want to put some baffles in it just to stop fuel aeration when the boat's sort of doing this one. So.
How did we get our weather? We had our friend Rob Martin from ClientSat. He set us up with our Iridium Go with Predict Wind. We had the Iridium Go Unlimited package, so we could just download the very basic grip files. We had the entry-level Predict Wind package, and that was fine. We could get grip files of wind forecasting up to 10 days, but it's a bit unrealistic. We found that the up to 2 days was always pretty accurate. Sometimes it'd be slightly off, but it was pretty good for passage planning. You could kind of see the systems and where they were, which was amazing.
It gave us a good understanding of what was going on. I have a love-hate relationship with our Iridium Go, but it performed really well.
Yep.
And we don't really promote companies on here. We don't take payment to do so, but we definitely promote Rob Martin because he's a cool dude.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'm on Google Maps looking to see where WA is.
it's the western side of Australia.
It's
the whole western side of Australia.
Yeah, it's probably a third of the continent is WA.
Yep.
It's pretty big.
It doesn't have the third of the people though, would it?
No, and that's why, because we spent less than a year exploring it in our first year sailing. So that's why we want to show you a bit more, because it's a pretty big place. Bigger than any of the states in the US, I'd say.
Yeah. If you've just joined, obviously this live chat will be up as a video, but you can catch up on what we've covered. Yeah.
So if we don't answer your question, it's probably because we've already answered it earlier on. Don't want to repeat ourselves too much.
That comes in another 10 years for me.
Yeah.
Only just talking about us yesterday, I heard my ears burn. Yeah, we do need to do a boat tour, don't we?
Yeah, so we'll do one, but I think we'll do one while we're here in Freo, or once we just get into some nice clear water north of here. So you'll have to wait because we're just finishing a few things we didn't get done. I'd like to get a few cosmetic things done, so we'll see if we get that done before we leave, before I do a boat tour. There's just a few things that we did. So
there's some timber trim that we didn't put in and stuff.
Trim that we didn't put in, and things that we didn't sand back and varnish. We just sort of put epoxy on and left it, so it would be fine to go sailing. So yeah, things like that. And there's paint that needs to be put in a lot of spots where we've installed things and we haven't had a chance to sand it back and paint it. So
we did a lot to the boat, and it looks like we did a lot of the aesthetic things. But in all reality, if it was purely aesthetic and didn't have a practical side, it didn't get done actually.
Yeah,
so, as much as we did, there's still a bit that could be done. But if it doesn't get done, again, we're not prissy about it. It's a working boat, so we're just going to have to keep going. So,
where have you been moored? So we're in Fremantle.
Yeah, we're enjoying lovely Fremantle. Fremantle's really a great town.
Oh, yes. Amazing. Yeah, so we've finished, I don't know if we told everyone, but we've circumnavigated Australia now because we left from Rockingham, which is south of here, 4 years ago. Yeah. So it took us 4 years and we did the whole continent.
Yeah, I could have done it slower.
Yes, sure. Yes, especially the last bit then. Yeah, because you could actually, if you left Tasmania in December or November or something like that, you'd be able to see a whole lot of that coastline all the way until April. But we're on a deadline. So
yeah.
What are we trying to eat now that we're back? Well, we've been back for a few days hanging with family. That's why we wanted to see them first before we updated you guys. So we were really craving steaks. So we had steaks. Well, I don't know if Troy was. And cold beer. We went to the pub and had a cold draft beer. That's a really nice thing to have when you've been on passage.
I had 2.
Yeah.
I had 2 delicious beers and a big burger.
I'm checking Instagram. Yeah, we'll put something on Instagram soon. Just haven't really been on there that much. I think I checked in once, but
yeah, we really were preoccupied with sailing across, and then we were really, really preoccupied with family. You have to appreciate we haven't seen them much in that 4 years. We've got small children that are really excited.
Yeah, so it's 2 whole years that we hadn't seen them really.
Yeah.
And then yeah.
If we look tired, it's because we got up at 5 o'clock this morning to do this live chat.
Yeah. It was the only way we were going to be able to get in touch with Europeans, I think.
Yeah.
Because it's not very good, the time difference here. Oh, unless we've done it in the evening, but then everyone in the Americas, all of the Americas would have been asleep. So.
My golden locks are diminishing. Pesky was a little bit unhappy when I chopped it off, but it was
pretty wild.
Crazy, wasn't it? It's like
Troy's hair grows really fast. So I don't really worry too much anymore when you cut it off because I know it's going to grow back.
EPL wants to know, Pascal, when you're going to ask for my hand in marriage.
Oh.
Maybe that's not how it's phrased, is it?
No, it's the other way around.
All right, Amanda. Catch you later.
See you, Amanda. Probably going to work or doing some activities.
The trick with iridium is you don't need credit to use it in an emergency. How about that?
Fremantle Prison looks interesting. Yeah. Supposed to be a few ghosts there.
I'm going to go check out a few museums while we're here.
Yep.
I'm going to be busy, but yeah.
Yeah.
Advertise your clothing line. We're not really
spruiking clothing.
No, every now and then the clamour for a new shirt gets so much that we'll run a campaign.
We'll probably run one more campaign from the new design. That's what we decided. We'll do that soon, I think. But then that will be it. We'd like our T-shirts to be kind of like a limited edition thing. So we have an idea for another T-shirt. So you have to stay tuned.
Too big of a crossing to New Zealand? No, not really. It's not that. It's crossing oceans is fairly straightforward. It's coastal cruising that's really hard. But at the moment, there's too much confusion surrounding the virus. So we're just not going to take that on.
I don't think. Well, last time we checked, New Zealand wasn't accepting any travellers or cruises. So.
Even cool Australians.
Yeah.
So.
See you, Eve.
Yeah. Any travel restrictions within coming from Tassie to Western Australia, we had a pretty good time with it. You know, there was no restrictions. We just sort of breezed on in. But I think there is between some other states, so we'll just have to see. We don't. There's no broad plan. You can't look ahead.
No, you can't.
It's very difficult.
It's hard to plan now. Where to next? Well, we talked about that. We're going to go north of here, and then we'll just see how far we go.
Yeah, we're just going to take a break from the cold for a while. And
just go up to the tropics.
anyone that's seen the repeat can appreciate we've worked really hard the last year, like lots of 7-day weeks.
Mostly 7-day weeks.
Yeah, so we wanted to get us and you back to free range sailing, which is fishing and cruising around in the outback and remote area travel again. As much
needs to happen.
We're fairly social, but we like places with no people and lots of fish. So.
Yeah. Actually, one of my friends asked us, "Oh, where was your favourite places?" And so I was listening off like the Kimberley, Northern Queensland, the islands north of Tasmania. She's like, "Oh, that would have been really great. Culture, the people." I was like, "No, the no people." It's all about the no people. We like people, but when we're exploring, it's nice to have things to yourself. That's why you go cruise. Well, that's why we go cruising.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, some people go cruising for other cultures and stuff like that, but we like to see more pristine natural
environments, wildlife, animals,
empty beaches.
Yeah, animals that aren't used to humans. That's just so cool. When we were in Door Island, the first stop in WA, it's just amazing because it was a fur seal colony. New Zealand fur seal colony, and there were so many seals there and sea lions. And when we went on the beach, they just weren't expecting us at all.
Yeah.
They had their guard down completely, actually. We could creep past them asleep on the beach and they didn't even know we were there. So that was cool.
The tidal waterfalls, that was super, super cool. The horizontal waterfalls. A lot of the Kimberleys where we were is actually they've restricted the fishing as well. So it'd be anyone going there might find it a little bit different. So
how long do you plan on sailing? I think we'll always be sailing. Just depends on the format, doesn't it?
Yeah, I can't even imagine living away from the ocean.
Yeah.
Whatever we'll be doing, we'll always have some sort of boat that we're doing. But at the moment, we're happy sailing around the world.
Oh yeah.
Australia doesn't restrict travel within parts of the state. There's not individual lockdowns, but sometimes every now and then
they do
they'll have a restriction from state to state.
Yeah, no, sometimes they do shut down areas within the state.
Really?
Yeah.
Time to go back to sea.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean WA is particularly because it's such a big state. They do lock down regional areas sometimes if they're concerned of an outbreak. I think one of the major concerns in Western Australia is that Aboriginal people are particularly susceptible. They get more. They think that they're going to get more heavily affected by the disease or have more symptoms, and it might be more damaging to them. So they try and restrict travel into those regional communities where there's Aboriginal people. So.
Yeah. Sorry, John. We've passed Albany. We had a birthday party to attend, so we sort of roared. We went and had a look at Shelter Island on Mutton Bird.
Mutton Bird, yeah, beautiful.
We pulled in there for just a day, and
such an amazing little anchorage.
So, but we got a bit of a taste for southern WA. It's just that we don't want to do it in winter.
Yes.
I might appreciate if you're an Albany person.
So we might get back there. In summer we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, Sasquatch has joined us. Obviously, you can look back at this video later.
Yeah, you might have to watch.
We've talked about
it twice now. So hi everyone. Hello folks in Europe. Thanks for staying up on a Sunday night and hanging out. No,
you wouldn't have noticed go by. We sort of just like thieves in the night. We sort of slipped in and out pretty quickly.
Well, we didn't really even kind of get into Albany. I mean, if you were standing at where the wind farm is, you would have seen us, but that's about it, because we didn't really go anywhere into the harbour in Albany. So we didn't go into the town or anything like that.
We didn't want to tack out against the easterly again.
Yeah.
And we had some great easterlies.
Yeah.
Oh, if anyone wants to wish us following seas, don't do that. When the wind is directly behind us, it's actually pretty tricky.
So the new Marul is performing fantastic. And it's also really nice now that we're moored up. We're on the visitor's berth, and it's, people, I don't know, we feel boat proud, don't we?
Yeah.
She looks really beautiful.
Now I realise what people used to think of Marul, because I didn't get compliments before.
Yeah.
But now we do. People People were impressed with her.
So yeah.
Pub, what's that? Oh no, an Irishman without a pub. Horrible.
Oh, that's horrible.
Can recommend Vikings at the Maritime Museum.
Oh, cool.
I'm there. I love maritime museums.
It's nice to go and look at John Sanders' boat as well.
Yeah, and we saw Perry Banu.
We saw Perry Banu yesterday.
Floating, didn't we?
We went out in the Classics yacht race. That's cool.
Yeah, we like people that are watching and they're hoping to set sail, and hopefully they're drawing some inspiration from what we do. And hopefully this next trip will inspire even more people to do that. So,
Pascal, what's your favourite drink? Troy sorted. Everyone knows what Troy likes to drink.
Beer and whiskey, and tea and coffee.
I actually haven't really had much of it lately, but I like really good quality tequila. Like, it can't be the one with the little hat or anything, like the cheap one.
Yeah,
like nice mezcal, I like that. But that's a very selective taste. Me and my brother like it, but not many people do like mezcal, but I like it.
With the weight saving on the Dyneema rigging, I think it was about 7 kilos. So, and we did feel it. When we were in smoother waters out of Kettering, we went for a sail. We were able to carry
all the sail.
We were able to carry more sail for longer. But to be honest, we just look at the angle of heel and then we reef. But when you wing on wing, you don't really have that. We spent a lot of time winged out, so we reefed fairly early. We sailed a lot with 2 reefs in the main, and then just reefed the head sails we wanted to while the sails were winged out.
Yeah, because
we went fast. Like we were just screaming. So the boat's sitting higher out of the water too.
I was just going to say anything above 20 knots, we could get away with having 2 reefs in the main. So just roll with it.
And even when the wind's off to the side, as once it goes 20 knots, I'll just put 2 reefs in. At one point, we had 2 reefs in the mainsail, and then we used our inner forestay. I didn't get a chance to run the lines for those perfectly, so we had a sort of self-tacking arrangement for the staysail, and it's only 5 square metres. Then we just had a tiny triangle out on the Genoa, and we were busting out like 6-7 knots on that thing.
Yeah, because it was getting up to 30. It was over 30 in the gusts, so we needed it like that. We needed the centre of, what would you call it, the centre of gravity or
the centre of effort.
And the centre of effort, right.
Yeah, brought it right down close.
The mast.
We still haven't used our 3rd reef. It didn't get that hectic, so that's pretty cool.
We thought about it, but then it was fine. Once we made way, it was fine.
The average speed for the entire trip was about 5.4 knots, but there were some legs. There was crossing the bight. We did 2 consecutive days of 150 miles.
300 miles in 2 days.
300 miles in 2 days, which was pretty good. One of the nighttime sessions, it got so much that it overwhelmed the wing pilot, but we knew.
Oh, we just suited up.
Yeah, we just suited up and went out. So I had Pasky with her back to the
telling you where the waves were.
And she'd just tell us when the wave was coming. We were surfing down. We dipped the boom a few times, but oh man, we were just crazy fast. So that was really good. It was probably a bit anxiety driving for the first hour for you, a little bit. You can't see the waves in the dark. You can sort of hear them coming.
We put some much better quality LED spotlights forward and aft, so we just flicked them on so we could see the waves a bit better and see the sails, which was quite cool.
Yeah, worked well.
I liked that. I like being able to see you up on the foredeck and that you could see everything without a head torch when you were doing sail adjustments in the night.
Actually, having a foredeck light was a really, really neat addition.
Yeah,
that made our life a lot easier when we were doing operations up forward, and you could see like if you got tangled in your harness or whatever. It's easy to work out. So, got to go sand the boat.
Oh, the sun's coming up here.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna have my little nieces
getting up soon
at any moment. So.
Gotta go sand the boat.
Yeah, it's just turned 6 o'clock here, I think.
No.
Oh no, it's 7:15.
We'll just see.
What advice would you give to yourself if you could go back to the start of your cruising adventure? Pretty happy.
You wouldn't have done it any other way. It's all been a learning experience. Good morning, G Keyman.
Yeah, you've been with us for a while. What were you wanting to do?
No, that's it. I mean, I'm sorry if I missed your questions because we've been mainly just talking about seeing some. If you're lucky, we look and we see your question.
Yeah.
It's really a luck thing. It's not we're not being selective.
No.
Unless the questions are repetitive, in which case we don't answer them again.
So,
if you question you get answered, it might have already been answered.
Yeah, but in any case, everyone that's here for the chat, thanks very much for joining in. And
we're alive.
We are alive.
We're happy. We haven't split up. It's all good. The boat is excellent.
Yep.
She's great. She's the strongest link. And
all three of us are fine.
Yeah, that's right.
And anyone that's watching after this, the videos will be coming soon. And they'll be great. We still do need to just finish off the reefing things, and then we will get back to our normal sailing deal.
Marul is Troy's first sailboat, so can't really tell you how it compares to itself. But yeah, she's the new Marul is
better than the old Marul. We've definitely improved it. So All my first boats were power boats and big fishing boats, but I wasn't the owner of most of them. Someone else got the bills. But yeah. All right.
So thanks for joining us, and we'll get some videos out to you soon.
Yeah. Oh, and Tassie Viking. It was nice to meet you, mate.
Yeah. Cheers, mate.
So
thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Au revoir and love to your families.
See you.